Hey, Rick here. I wanted to share some clear tenets around strategic thinking and what that is. I've been talking to a lot of leaders about strategy, about execution and metrics and team optimization. And one of the key areas for you to be successful in these markets during these changing times is the ability to have a team that surrounds you, that is strategic, that thinks strategically. Now, strategic thinking means different things to everyone. Everyone can pretty much define strategic thinking. But the key here is, what does it mean to you, and what does it mean in application? I've got 11 tenets I want to share with you. So grab a pencil, grab a pen, put your seatbelt on. I'm going to run through these and share them with you. We don't have time to go through everything, and there'll be a link at the bottom of this posting, right? info@synthesisglobal.com. Click for more information. But the key around having people around you, your team, your executive team, management team, those colleagues around you who support the vision, the mission, the values, the goals, and the objectives that have to do with milestones and metrics and markets and people, customers, all these different things. It's really quite exciting. Yet when you have people on your team that are not on the same page, then all of a sudden you've got to align everyone. So let me share these with you, okay? The first one is very common to everybody, and that is the lack of vision. A strategic gap for many people is not having a vision or the clarity of direction and the inability to convey it. It's the messaging behind it, right? And we've always talked about, and you've heard about this, you've read about it, you want to have the right people on the bus and, of course, in the right seats, right? But again, that vision, that big picture thinking, sometimes people have it, but they can't convey it. The other piece around this, around a strategic gap, is the inability to recognize and know your audience. You have to know your audience. You have to understand obstacles, remove those for your audience. The inability to tell a business story, that's number 3. The inability to share goals or describe the goals, the why behind why you're doing things, and the influencing behind that. It all ties into inspiration. Don't be afraid of that term. You've got to inspire your team. It's your responsibility as a conscious leader. Number 4 is relationship building. Building trust, empathy, respect. You've heard all these different things, not the least of which is approachability. And when you think about milestones and accomplishments, projects, timelines, small wins, don't forget to celebrate the small wins. It's critical to your team's success. And also the fear of failure. Identify these obstacles. What's holding people back? What could be that blind spot for them? You as a conscious leader, you want to have these conversations, you want to have these discussions to be able to move through these in a way that's systematic and reduces exposure. That's another one. That's tenet number 7, the inability to minimize and reduce exposure, right? What are you looking at? Planning, segmentation, all these different aspects of how people think strategically. The other is indecision. Why people are not making decisions or taking their time to focus on the elements or the ingredients necessary to make a concerted decision. Oftentimes it requires approval, not a signature, but emotional, psychological approval from someone around them. They don't want to make a mistake. Get it? And the other is intellectual complacency. Imagine that one. People who are on your team, but creatively and innovatively, they pull back. Question you have to find out is why. The other is the resistance to change. We don't do it that way. We've never done it that way. But in reality, they've never tried it. People are just, in some ways, not adaptable. They want the familiar, right? Even though it may help them in the end. And the last is the failure to recalibrate. So think about these. There's 11 I just shared with you. I wish there were more time, but write to us, let us know you're interested, and we'll be glad to share more information around these with you. But these are very powerful for you to realize how, when you're looking at team optimization and how to define strategic thinking, start with these 11 and you'll go far. We'll see you next time.